What is the greatest lesson that you've learned throughout your lifetime?
Marrying someone who has a good financial mind. Finding a partner who had similar aspirations and goals. We just spend a lifetime working towards those aspirations and goals as a team.
It's something I've learned through hard experience, but don't rely on anybody else but yourself. Everything that you lean on anybody else for can be taken away, so learn to stand on your own 2 feet.
You're having a conversation with your 20-year-old self. What is the best piece of advice that you would tell your younger self?
Oh, faith is amazing. If it wasn't for the Lord Jesus Christ, I don't think I would be here. I've been shot at, I jumped out of planes. I've done a lot. To say that I did it all myself, that would be a false understatement.
What has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
Last year, we cleared $1.2 million off of a cryptocurrency project in mining. That's our net, not our gross. So gross was a lot higher.
How can someone start their path to becoming wealthy going into 2023?
I tell them to start with 2 books. One is Mindset by Caroline Dweck. She goes into the mind of a winner. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Kobe Bryant. Tells you like the different things they do and how they challenge themselves to be better. And the second one is Good to Great. That's about putting the right people on the bus, so teamwork. But also, instead of blaming others, which is a window, look internally and see what you can do better. And then from there, find a mentor. I have 3 different mentors that I talk to on a daily basis about what's going on in my life professionally and personally. And they help me through that because they've been there before.
I'm a president of a software company that does industrial, like IoT, edge device management.
From what you've seen throughout your career, how can someone become financially free in today's world?
When you're looking for a job, you need to not only think about the job that you're looking for today, but you need to think about the next job. Always have to think, if I'm going after position A, does it put me in a good situation that I'm well prepared to go to position B? When you start your career, do it in a city where there are a lot of options for you to be at one company for maybe 3 or 4 years and move on to the other. When you move, you get diversity of experience.
What's the best financial advice that you would tell the younger generation coming out of school?
Well, I'll tell you what I told my grown kids. So when all the schools are pushing them to go to college, to go to university, to do all that stuff, my kids got out of school, didn't know what they wanted to do. And so I told them to go work, go travel, go figure yourself out before you go and invest in yourself, right? Because if you invest in, I don't know what I'm doing, it's not really good. They're now my son's self-employed. He's an entrepreneur. So there you go. And he's kicking ass.
If your bank account hit 0 tomorrow, what would be the first action that you would take to kind of build your empire back?
I would get back into full-time sales because I know I could still hustle and out-hustle people, outwork them, get some commission checks quickly.
And with those commission checks, we talked about like what you look for when you invest in a company. Where do you think people should really look to kind of invest and put their money that you're seeing is really making a lot of people successful?
Diversifying, so putting money in the market, putting money in real estate, I think is really smart. I've also always put money in private companies, so private equity, or if you have friends or people that are starting companies and you can invest in those. And then maybe investing in your hobby, whether it's like collecting cars or baseball cards or something like that. I've seen a lot of people that end up turning their hobby into something that becomes financially successful.
From what you've seen like in the business world, how can someone become wealthy in 2022?
One of the cool things right now that's happening is the rise of the creator economy. People are finding their passion and then they're going on, say, YouTube or TikTok, and they're presenting it to the world and they're learning how to monetize it. It may be about getting a lot of followers and giving them really good content, or it could be about selling a product for a company. There's so many different ways in which you can monetize your creativity.
What's the biggest mindset change that is needed in order to become a multimillionaire?
The biggest mindset change to become a multimillionaire. Well, you heard this before, the first million's easy, the second million's a lot harder.
Can you explain why?
People don't dream big enough. You gotta be a dreamer. One of our core values is a better tomorrow. It's all about dreaming. I tell our youngsters on our staff all the time, do not wait for sleep to start dreaming. Do it right now.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Quick question for you.
Okay.
How much money is currently in your bank account right now?
Honestly, like -$20.
Negative 20?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I'm just spending way too much money online.
How much money is currently in your bank account?
Dude, I have about 120,000 right now.
120K?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like, what's the most interesting way that you've made money so far?
Probably actually creating memes online.
Creating memes online?
Yeah.
And how did you get into all that?
So I use an app called Yep. Basically, they pay you to create and consume content, but they actually share about 50% of their revenue with like creators, so it's pretty awesome.
So you get paid to use social media?
Yeah, man. And you can actually like invite your friends to the app. I mean, you guys can create and make money together. So that's basically just how I'm getting rich.
For someone who's coming out of college, what is your best piece of advice to someone starting out in the real world today?
Build relationships. That's the greatest thing. Like, you don't have to have a resume to build a relationship, or have like parents that have like these multi-million-dollar jobs. If you try to build bridges with people, one person at a time, the compound interest on that type of an investment is powerful. And it's the reason why I hang out with you and your brother, right? It's like, I see what you all are doing out here in Austin. I see what you're doing and curating different content in the space. And I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to amplify that because you're building relationships with people with what most people may say are strangers, right? So that's pretty powerful, man. Every time I pull up to this city, I'm gonna look for you. I'm gonna always tell you and your brother that.